Okay. I want to start this review off by apologizing for me being late with this review. Work wasn't able to let me go early enough yesterday, so it is what it is. Got to work, right? But I've had a very rough 48 hours. And I'm not looking for sympathy here, but my father is in a hospital who does have pneumonia, and he does have the virus. He has been back and forth with his health. I actually just got an update this morning about his health and how he relapsed last night. So I'm not asking for sympathy here. All I'm asking for, no matter who you pray to, what religious background you have, whatever you do when you look for strength or miracles, I guess, all I'm asking is that everyone who does watch this, all I'm asking for is just some prayers, wishes, anything. Honestly, just pray for him. That's all I'm asking for. Like I said, whoever you pray to, whatever your deity, whatever religious background, I'm just asking that people pray for my dad. I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not asking for subscriptions at this moment. But I wanted to talk about this now before I get into the actual review, so I can be in game mode, right? It's just been a very rough couple of weekends for me, or a very rough couple of days. And I don't know where I'm at in my head. I don't know what's going to happen going forward. And I just wanted to do this now and just ask for that. That's all I'm asking for. Is just keep them in your thoughts, your prayers, whatever. Just, I don't know. I'm sorry if I seem distant. I don't do this. This isn't what I do. But I wanted to let everyone know, in case I'm not on my A game today or going forward for however long, that this is why. Me and my father don't have a great relationship. Haven't in the past, but he's still my father, right? And I don't know. I'm not going to draw this out, and I just don't want to come across any certain way to anybody. Like I said, just keep them in your thoughts, your prayers, whatever. That's all I'm asking for. So, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the other side. So, thank you guys again. And what's going on, guys? This is Zach with the Yo Bro Nation YouTube channel, and this is your Survivor Series review. was supposed to be live, but work happens, right? Work happens, and sometimes you just can't get out of it, I guess. I don't know. But I am here, and I am doing a review. Better late than never, I suppose. With the way my work schedule is, I am scheduled to work most Sundays 12 hours, so chances are from here going forward, most reviews will probably be done after the event is over. I'll probably have to go back and rewatch the shows after the fact. Hopefully not. Hopefully I get that fixed, and there'll be occasions I'll be able to do live reviews, but for the most part, most of my reviews will have to be done the day after, the morning after, something. But I'll still be getting the reviews out to you, just not, and yeah, it's just not what I want to. And yes, it's going to hit my, my view count and subscriber numbers, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do for work, right? So, but otherwise, most things should maintain and be the same. So I'm having troubles with my hat. But this is the review for Survivor Series 2020. Real quick though, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you guys can go to all that stuff. There's links down in the description below for that. We have a Discord group. I never go in it, but you guys are welcome to go there. Patreon we worked on in the coming new year when I make an announcement in about a week. Yes, in about a week or so. That will be, stuff about the Patreon will be done. But yeah, join us on our social media. Facebook, Twitter, follow us on there. I am actually starting an actual Facebook group coming actually real soon that will also go under, obviously, Yo Bro Nation. But that will be something that I'm doing really soon with the help of Susie. I'm excited about that. But otherwise, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a member of this channel. Hit that like button and share this video with your friends. So, let me get into this show. Survivor Series. Oh, yeah. How do I even... What do I even say about this show? There is points. There are good points, and there are some bad points with this show. And look, I'm just going to get into the one thing that's just irking me the most. I just want to talk about Lana, okay? This is by no means the biggest point of the show, the biggest thing that happened in this show, but I understand what WWE is attempting to do. They are trying to make her a sympathetic babyface. I get that. The weeks of the tables, probably partially a punishment because of, Miro going to AEW. Okay, I get it. And I understand that they're trying to make her the sympathetic babyface. So, that's why she was the last person standing. Except there's just one tiny little issue. And look, I'm not going to go on social media and berate her and make her cry, because apparently that's what people do if you watch the documentary. Okay, I'll be a nice guy. I'm not that person, but I'm not going to stop critiquing a person just because their feelings are hurt. I don't tell people to not critique me, so I'm going to do the same, okay? I'm going to critique her. It is what it is. She's not a good wrestler. I'm sure she's trying and she's working on getting better, but she is not there. And the way they went about doing this was stupid. Oh, stay on the steps. We're going to let everyone else do the work, and you're just going to happen to fall into it and just happen to win. And then she's going to celebrate like she actually did something, and we're supposed to sit there and cheer her. Really? No. I'll elaborate more about how I feel when I actually get to the match, but no. Just no. I'm not going to sit there and cheer because WWE says I'm supposed to, simply because she did something that she did not herself work for. She herself did not work for. No. And if people don't like that, that's fine, but that is my opinion, and I have a right to that opinion. I know Ryan Satin's on freaking, on his little Twitter. Oh, people, don't be mean to her. Stop being so mean to her. She's working hard. Okay, good for her. It's called critique. That's the thing I don't get when it comes to WWE. And secondly, Ryan Satin, you're a bitch. Okay? You're a bitch, Ryan Satin. You like to go suck up because you want to work with WWE. You want to be a part of the little Fox family. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, dude. Oh, don't go on. I'm not talking about people on social media. Words hurt. Oh my God. What happened to critiquing and it being okay? Okay. I'm going to move on because Ryan Satin's a bitch. All right? Look, I'm not going to go out of my way to bully someone because I don't like them. I will be, on a professional level, very critical if I think they suck. But I'm not going to go and attack them personally. And I know there are people who do that on Twitter, and I don't condone that. I don't agree with it. I actually am very against that. But if a person is going and saying, hey, I think you suck at wrestling, that is an opinion, and that is okay. All right? So all these people getting their panties in a wad, their underwear all twisted and shit. Stop it, man. Just let people say what they want to say. If it doesn't affect you, who cares? Let it be. She's not a good wrestler. I understand what they're trying to accomplish. That's fine, but the way they did it was garbage. It didn't help her at all. It didn't help anyone else in this story. That's it. That's my main opinion with the whole thing. I also want to talk about this whole Undertaker thing. Yeah, Undertaker's done. 30 years. C'est la vie, Undertaker. But guess what? I really didn't care less about this whole fucking segment. It took almost a half hour. Almost a half hour for him to speak 3 sentences. Jesus Christ, really? You didn't even need him to come out. Oh, I know, this is a very unpopular opinion. I didn't need The Undertaker to come out. For 3 sentences, a half hour I waited for him to speak 3 sentences. There was more time with people doing entrances than there were actually him talking. He was retired. I didn't need him there. What made it worse was the fact there was no fans. Piped in chants. Now, I am jumping ahead. I am jumping way ahead. But these are like my thoughts that I have right now. And I need to speak those thoughts because it's driving me nuts. I just sat for 3.5 hours on this. And I kid you not, I fast forwarded for like 4 minutes and still in entrance. Why did we bring out all those people? What was the purpose of bringing out all of those people? Triple H, Kane, Shawn Michaels, and fucking the Godwins. What? Savio Vega. Like, why? What'd they do? They did nothing. They came out, they stood, they shook hands, and they left. I get COVID. We don't want a large group of people all there at once, but have them stand outside the ring, social distance. Nothing. Nothing. Now, the promo package for Taker was pretty good. I'll give you that. You know, fuck it. I'm already talking about Taker. I'm going to do this part because it's not really a main event, but it happened. It was important to the show. It's what the show was built around. But why did we have all of those individuals there if we weren't going to actually use them? I just feel like it was a waste of time having all of them on there. And yes, there was a cut there. I actually had a phone call. But I don't know. The whole Undertaker thing, I was just on fire too. She put that fire out real quick. It was stupid. Him retiring, not stupid. Cool. It's actually, he should have done this 10 years ago at Survivor Series. But it was the whole Survivor Series show in general felt kind of stupid and rushed, and nothing was really planned out, it seems like. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some really good matches tonight, but seeing Undertaker's retirement certainly should not have ended the show. If you were just going to bring out a bunch of old guys for, 10 minutes of freaking entrances, just because, like, I don't understand why we needed them out there. They literally contributed nothing to it. Vince McMahon came out, and you know what? I'll give you that. Vince sounded very heartfelt, very real in that moment, and was very emotional. Tried to keep it kayfabe, but still. That was nice. It was sentimental. It was good to see Vince McMahon actually a little emotionful. He had emotions, but he looked tired too. My God, Vince sounds tired. It was kind of pointless, the whole thing. We didn't need those legends out there, those 2-time Hall of Famers. We just didn't need it. But they did it anyway, so it is what it is. And I'm sure most people are kind of like, yeah, it was cool to see them, but they really contributed nothing. I don't even think it was cool to see them. I think it was just what it was. They were there, and it was pointless to me. That's honest to God how I feel. So, but that's my thoughts on The Undertaker's retirement. I think him retiring is long overdue. I mean, after he beat Triple H in, the end of an era match, I thought that would be the retirement. No, he came back many times. I thought after he lost, when he lost the match to freaking Brock, I thought that was the end. I thought after he lost to Roman, that was the end. Hell, that looked like the end. And he said in his documentary that was the end. But Undertaker kept going, obviously. So all these instances that could have been it for The Undertaker, and it wasn't, and that's fine. But they built the show around this. They made it a big deal at the end, and it was just there. Like, even sending The Undertaker off, it was just there. And the fact that there was no fans made it feel even worse. They didn't, he's looking around like he's listening to the fans, and then you hear, "Thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker." Or, "Undertaker." Why? No, the piped-in chants. Oh, and he always ducked his head I hate this. Why? I just want to talk. I just want to get out of here. It was so cringe every time I heard it. I was like, oh my God, they're really doing this. Oh no, why are they piping in these chants? It didn't feel real. It felt like an old man who just wanted to be done. Well, why don't you just come on the show? Undertaker, why don't you just come on here and we'll do a retirement for you. Yeah. That's what we'll do. No. That was bad. It was just bad. And yeah, all of that, the 20 some odd minutes preceding that was just entrances, promo package, which again I liked, and entrance from The Undertaker, and a 30-second, maybe to a minute long promo from Vince McMahon. And more entrance. Yeah. So that was that, right? That was what that was. So, yeah, Undertaker's retired. Look, I appreciate everything The Undertaker did. I think he is certified first ballot Hall of Famer in any wrestling promotion that ever has a Hall of Fame, because it's The Undertaker, and he's done a lot for the business in general. And he was actually very underappreciated when you really want to look at the grand scheme of things. But legendary career, it's over, good. Let's hope it stays and actually does rest in peace, as he says. It's time. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been walking down that aisle. And he mentioned slow and laying souls to rest. Now it's my time. My time to let the Undertaker rest in peace. Like, I don't know. And then he posed. Now, the hologram of Paul Bearer, I like that too. That was kind of nice, but that was what it was. That was the show in a nutshell, basically. Was that whole Undertaker promo. But there were some good matches. I don't hate the Undertaker. I think the Undertaker's great. I'm one of those people who think he's probably still going to have another match. All of this, and I'll bet you he still has another match. Once the pandemic's over, he's going to get that itch. Ooh, I want to go out in front of fans. Ooh, money, Vince? Did you say money? But I hope this sticks. I hope he just stays home with Michelle and the kids, and does interviews and tells us stories and, goes into the Hall of Fame and does all that stuff. That's what I honestly hope. But thank you, Taker. Hashtag thank you, Taker. So now let's talk about the rest of the show. Oh my God, Lana aside. So, this show kicked off with the men's Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Braun Strowman. Yeah, that was really good. I mean, my God. Oh, speaking of AJ Styles, apparently Jordan is now Amos. Yeah. So we also get we also get Sheamus, who's on this team, and Riddle. There's your Team Raw, who taking on Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Otis. The blue collar man. He's blue collar working, man. My God, Otis was on this team. Why not Big E? Wow. So, that was the first match of the night, and it was okay. It was an okay match. Seth Rollins did very little in this match. Like, from the outset, just Rollins was acting like he was really not there. But Seth Rollins is about to leave TV anyways. I'm assuming that's what everyone's talking about, that he's going to leave because Becky's due any time. And, like, holy crap, that flew by, right? That she's already due? So, hell, we could end up seeing her back in January. Just a little more than a month. But they're saying she's due any point in time in the next week or two. So, Seth should be leaving TV. So this was Seth's bon voyage and farewell to Seth Rollins. Keith Lee has new theme music, much better than that garbage he was coming out to. Thank God. So AJ and Jey Uso started the match, and kind of filling each other out. AJ with a leapfrog. What am I doing? AJ with a leapfrog, then a drop kick to Jay. Jay with a nice uppercut. Missed the enziguri, though. But then he does hit a Samoan drop onto AJ. Baron Corbin. I'm not calling him King Corbin no more. He comes in with a clothesline to AJ. Goes to run at AJ in the corner, but misses. AJ hits him with an elbow. But then he hits AJ and tags in Otis. Riddle comes in. Suplex by Otis, countered into a sleeper, but Otis just kind of throws him off. Otis gets out and tags in Kevin Owens. He comes in, stomps Matt Riddle's feet. That was actually kind of clever. Like, dude's got no shoes on. Stomp his fucking toes, man. Break a toe. He ain't gonna be walking around then. Riddle gets Sheamus in. But then Seth wants a tag. So Seth gets himself tagged in. And he's just kind of staring. And he looks at his team and says, "For the greater good." And he turns around and he kneels and he tells Sheamus to do his part. And Sheamus bro kicks him and pins him, and Seth is eliminated. And everyone was kind of like, what the fuck are we, what? So they're yelling. Kevin Owens even yells at Seth and says, yep, you're always going to be a piece of trash. So they're all out on the outside of the ring discussing what they want to do. Strowman gets himself tagged in, runs around, just runs through all four of them. They go flying. Gets back in the ring and yells at his team, can't we get on the same page and be a team? So we get a nice little showdown between Otis and Keith Lee. That was nice. They're trying to outpower each other. We had a side headlock by Keith Lee. He's pushed off. Shoulder blocks, but none of them are effective. They continue to try to outpower each other, but Lee ends up getting the advantage and tags in Strowman. He's clubbing Otis at this point. Does a drop kick to Otis. Tags in AJ. Otis ends up with a jawbreaker. Tags in Owens. Owens works over Styles. Huge back body drop, and then a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Owens to AJ. Sends AJ to the outside. He ends up giving a stunner to everyone on the Raw team except for Braun. Phenomenal forearm, though, by AJ with the distraction. Eliminates Kevin Owens. Immediately, Baron Corbin comes in, hits an end of days onto AJ. That gets broke up. Baron starts fighting off everyone. Hits a deep 6 onto Sheamus, actually. Pele kick to Baron Corbin. AJ tags in Riddle again. Him and freaking Corbin fight in the corner. We get a flying bro off the top rope. That eliminates Corbin. It's now down to 5-2. Jay comes in. He beats on Riddle. Riddle with some forearms. Big kick out of the corner. Tags Sheamus. Bro kick 2 count. You get the 10 beats of the Ballery onto freaking Jay's chest. I couldn't think of his name. You get a stare down between Otis. Oh, yeah. Otis gets tagged in. He cleans house. Nice big belly to belly on both Sheamus, AJ, and Keith Lee. We get a stare down between Otis and Braun. They're colliding into each other. Boot by Braun. Otis then evades him, slams him, hits the caterpillar, goes up top, gets distracted by Jay, but Braun gets him off the top. Running power slam, eliminates Blue Collar Otis. Fucking hate Otis now. Jay's in. He's the last guy standing for SmackDown against all 5 of the Raw members of the team. He's hitting super kicks to everybody. Jay goes flying over the top rope onto every member of the Raw team. Hits more super kicks. Gets caught by Braun. Gets out of a power slam. Pushes Braun into the corner. AJ, I guess, tags himself in. He ends up knocked down. Jay's going for a splash off the top rope, but Amos, he pulls AJ out. Super kick to Braun, who goes into the corner shoulder first. AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, but gets caught with the super kick, so he falls on the top rope. You get a quick blind tag by Keith Lee. Jay goes for another splash off the top rope, but he gets caught by Keith Lee into the Spirit Bomb for the 3 count, allowing Team Raw to win the match. Like I said, match was okay. It was okay. Team Raw sweeps, if you want to call it that. Jey Uso, the last man standing. It was just to help further build the story for him and Roman later on in the show. But it was an okay match. It's best I can give you is that it was okay. So, I'm sure we'll get some more infighting for Team Raw. We'll see what happens with the remaining, with what was the members of Team SmackDown. We'll see what happens. Moving on to our first Champions versus Champions match. Woo! And this one actually was a fucking doozy, alright? I liked this match. The 3 champion versus champion matches were legitimately actually really good. And no, I did not get to watch the pre-show kickoff. No, I did not. Didn't even care to. New Day with Big E coming out in their Gears of War stuff for the game versus the Street Profits, who cut a very good promo before they came out for the match. You know, hyping up The Undertaker, calling New Day, you know, the best of the best of the best. Says, you know, but tonight, 30 years after The Undertaker started his legacy, they're going to start their legacy, and they get super hyped because they want the smoke. And I approve that fucking message. So Street Profits are coming out. Them and New Day, they're dancing, right? They're all dancing, having a good time. Xavier Woods and Angelo Dawkins start up the match. They lock up. Apparently they've known each other for almost a decade and have never wrestled before. So, geez, Lori? My phone, stupid autocorrect. Montez Ford and Kofi, they come up. They're hooking up. They start to pick up the pace. Get a lot of back and forth. Some leapfrogs by Ford, but he gets caught on the third one. But pushes Kofi out of the ring, who then gets back into the ring and gets caught with an enziguri while jumping at Montez Ford. Dawkins, he gets in. He slows the pace down. The Profits, you know, they're slow. They're working with each other, getting some tags in. Kofi. Why do I always call him Coffee? Kofi gets the advantage, sends both guys to the outside, just dives. Angelo moves. Ford takes the full blow of the dive. But then Woods comes off and kind of does like a bulldog sort of onto Angelo Dawkins onto the mat. So, and then Xavier Woods, they ain't ready for this New Day beat down. Cool. New Day, they start working over Montez Ford. Woods choking him like a rear naked chin lock, but like really just choking him. He's all he's kind of like really playing it off. All the while, you got Kofi on the apron mocking him and starts kicking red Solo cups, which gets him to want to hulk up, right? They work the ribs of Ford. He keeps trying to get out, but they go back. They keep hitting the ribs. Finally, Ford, he's trying to get to his corner. Kofi tries to stop it, but Ford hits a jumping DDT, gets the hot tag. Woods gets the tag. They're in. Dawkins comes in. He's on fire. He's throwing both members of the New Day around. Does some spinning splashes into the corners on both guys. A move I can't say I think I've seen before, but it does a double underhook spinning neck breaker onto Woods for only a 2 count. Double team move by the Profits that get them with a German suplex for a 2 count. Both do the spinning splashes into the corner. Running slice bread by Dawkins onto Woods for a 2 count. Woods starts to get back into it. New Day hit the midnight hour for only a 2 count. Oop, I don't know why that popped up. You get back-to-back boom drops by Kofi onto Ford. He sets up in the corner for Trouble in Paradise, but gets his foot grabbed by Dawkins, who that gives Ford enough time to hit a drop kick. You get Anointment by Dawkins, hit with that beautiful frog splash by Montez Ford. But he's hurt, so he has to crawl to make the cover, allowing for only to be a 2 count. SOS by Kofi, but that gets broke up. Drop kick by Xavier Woods. Kofi misses the Trouble in Paradise, and then Montez Ford hits his own. You get a gorilla press by Woods into a double knee gut buster onto Ford. That gets a 2 count. Woods sets Ford up on the top rope, but he gets pushed off. He goes back up. Angelo Dawkins gets the blind tag. They get him with the Ultra Blockbuster for the 3 count, and the Street Profits win the first match, giving SmackDown a tie with them, I guess. I didn't really keep track of who was what. Yeah. But you do get a show of mutual respect after the match, so I would actually like to see this match again somewhere down the line. This was not Young Bucks versus FTR. This wasn't even Young Bucks versus Omega and Page. This wasn't even the Usos versus New Day. But this was a really fantastic match, and I want to see more of this. I want to see more. We get both women's teams backstage. One's getting hyped while the other ones are making fun of Lana. Don't tag her in. Alright, so here's a very down match. I know I said the champions versus champions matches were good, but I was referring to the men's, the women's, and the tag team. This mid-card one? Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Bobby Lashley, United States Champion, who had the Hurt Business. So I guess technically that would make Sami the face in this match. Right? Technically? I think so. Zayn to start the match. I'm not really going to go really super detailed in this match like I have the rest of them. The biggest majority of this match was Sami in the ropes, Sami on the outside, trying to get someone in the Hurt Business to hit him so he could get a disqualification win. It was a lot of that. And otherwise, it was Bobby Lashley beating him up. Like, they didn't even give Sami really a chance to... they didn't really give Sami a chance to really show any of his talents. I know he's the chicken shit heel, and obviously Lashley is a lot bigger than what Sami is, but my God, could we give him some credit? Like, Sami can wrestle. They act like, he doesn't know how to wrestle that good. Dude could wrestle. He could put his body through some punishment, man. I guess if you become a heel, you're not able to take pain anymore, I guess, but I don't know. But yeah, it's just a lot of Sami getting in cheap shots, little bits of offense here or there. So, and I really have one big paragraph of notes for this match. I couldn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead into the match. So Sami's working Lashley over. He gets caught with a belly to belly. Lashley keeps working over Sami. Lashley caught with the boot out of the corner, but Lashley gets back into the offense with this basically kind of like a reverse rock bottom, sort of. Yeah. So he puts the hurt on Sami. Get it? Because Hurt Business, right? No? Okay. But Sami ends up rolling right back to the outside. He's surrounded by Hurt Business, and they're all trash talking him. He shoves Cedric Alexander. Lashley comes in from behind. Sami ends up shoving him into the ring post. Lashley gets in at an 8. Sami is then picked up and slammed hard with a big old choke slam. Rolls back out, walks by MVP, trips over himself, and yelling, "See, he tripped me." The ref's not paying no attention, so MVP throws him back into the ring, which he gets mad about. And he ends up getting put into the Hurt Lock and taps. That was how the match went. The whole match, man. The whole thing is that was it. I thought this had match of the night potential. Boy, was I wrong. Well, I mean, I was right about the victory, but I've been pretty good on the night with my picks. I could say that much. So I'm not going to dignify by this match by talking about it any further. It was there because they had to do it, I guess. But so we see Jay and Jimmy standing outside Roman's locker room, and Roman comes out as Paul's waiting, and Jay's trying to explain, "Look, man," Marty's like, "No, I don't want excuses," and Jimmy's like, "Oh, man, screw this, let's go." He's like, no, you can go, but he's gonna stay. Roman asserting his dominance. No, he stays. You can get out of my arena. So Jimmy leaves. Cool. He says, "Your team didn't listen to you because they don't fear you. They don't fear you because they don't respect you. They don't respect you, they don't respect me. And if they don't respect me, they don't respect the family." He says, "If you can't get them to respect us, you don't have a spot at my table." And then he goes on to say, "You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm done with this. he says, "I don't have time for losers tonight, so get out of my arena." And he just tells him to go, and he goes back in. Roman has, the transformation of this man is so good. Like, he's got these wicked-ass promos now. Like, his promo on Drew, talking about he's his number 2. Like, oh my goodness. Drew with cry face. Like, he is killing it. Killing it, man. Another brilliant match. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Best women's match of the night, for sure. Best Asuka-Sasha match I think I've seen. It was brilliant. Honest to God, it was a brilliant match. So they lock up and exchanging some holds, trying to get the advantage on each other. Sasha tries to lock in an armbar, but Asuka rolls through that, and then Sasha does too. They do that multiple times. Asuka tries to get an Asuka lock in, but Sasha gets out of that by working the fingers and manipulating the joints, a la Pete Dunne. Backstabber for a 2 count by Sasha. Some trash talk, just getting on the ropes. Asuka exchanges the favor. She gets in the ring, does the same thing. Sasha's getting in the ring, and Asuka's kind of just dancing around, doing her Asuka thing, right? Sasha goes for her, but you get a takedown by Asuka, who then applies in an ankle lock. She kicks Sasha in the ribs and hits her with a running knee. Some more strikes by Asuka. Armbar by Asuka, but stomps Sasha. Sasha fights out of the armbar. Asuka ends up hitting a knee and some stiff kicks and another knee strike. Sasha, though, ends up locking in a nice deep armbar. But you end up with a tilt-a-whirl into an abdominal stretch by Sasha. Asuka fights out of that. Some more back and forth by the two of them. Asuka is on the apron. She gets caught. They're fighting on the apron, trying to counter each other, but Asuka ends up hitting her with a hip attack, and Sasha takes a hard bump on the apron. Basement drop kick by Sasha. Then on the barricade, Sasha goes for a Meteora. That gets countered into double knees. They're back in the ring. Asuka gets a 2 count. Hip attack into the ropes are missed. Kick to the back by Sasha. Backstabber for only a 2 count. Meteora into the corner by Sasha. Sasha goes up to the second rope, goes for the Swag Splash, but Asuka gets her knees up, but Sasha blocks that. Gets her into a bank, just kind of rolls her through into a bank statement. Asuka counters that into the Asuka lock. Sasha gets to the ropes, though. Double knees by Asuka for a 2 count. Asuka again with an ankle lock. Sasha rolls through that into a pin combination, then Asuka rolls her, so you get a series of pin attempts, roll-ups. Asuka, though, goes for a hip account, or kick by Sasha, then Asuka. Asuka goes for the hip attack. That gets countered into a victory roll by Sasha for the 3 count, giving Sasha the victory. Look, I sucked at explaining that match to you guys. I'm just going to be real, but that was a fantastic match. Absolutely fantastic. I think I had a hard time keeping notes because I was so invested into that match. It was, in the words of Triple H, is just that damn good. I'm never going to do that again. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm never doing that again. But it was a great match. The right person won. Definitely needed to be Sasha. She needed this victory. Asuka's not hurt by this. Sasha's got a program now with Carmella. So I'm interested in seeing that. So pre-show did happen. The Gobbledygooker won the 24/7 title. In fact, we updated on that with then Tozawa planting birdseed and coming out of a case and then rolling up Gobbledygooker to win the title. And then R-Truth hits Tozawa with a bag of birdseed and pins him, making him a 46-time champion. Oh my God. What? yeah. So, Miz won the Battle Royal. Okay, I guess that's fine, I suppose. Just can't. It sucked. Miz won a Battle Royal that was meaningless. Okay. So on to the women's Survivor Series elimination match. Yeah, man. So Lana happened, right? Lana was a thing. God, I just I hated this match. And it was the best match of both of the two Survivor Series matchups. This was the better one. Why did I end up hating this? Because of the ending. Great match, shit ending. Period. Shit match. It just sucked. That's all I can tell. It sucked. So, Team SmackDown, they come out. They're getting along. Lacey Evans and Bayley start the match. Lacey mocks Bayley. Natty comes in and shows up Lacey, and then Peyton Royce. Double suplex by Bianca Belair and Natty. Frequent tags by Team SmackDown. Baszler comes in, hits a nasty backbreaker on Ruby Riott. Nia and she gets game tackled. Lost to Liv. Lana tags herself in. This is like her only offense the whole match. Not joking. She gets in. Her and Natty are wrestling. She looks okay. Natty, though, does end up showing her up. Peyton tags herself, or gets tagged in. Nia comes in, though, and tells Lana, get on the steps. Stay out of my ring. Now. So she goes back. And she stays on the steps the entire rest of the match with a big smear of makeup on her face. So Bayley works over Peyton Royce. You get a nice hold in the ropes by Peyton. It was kind of like a tarantula, but a little different. Tags in Bianca. Snake eyes by Bianca Belair. Elbow off the top rope by Bayley. That gets broke up. Match ends up breaking down. Bayley goes up top, gets kicked by Peyton. This match is broke down. Everyone's on the outside. They're all fighting, and you get a superplex by Peyton Royce onto Bayley to the outside, but they get back in. Deja vu by Peyton on Bayley. Bayley is now eliminated. Some back and forth between Natty and Peyton. A roll through by Peyton into a half crab, but Natty gets out of that, applies a sharpshooter. And Peyton taps. She is eliminated. Her and Lacey go at it. Lacey misses the moonsault. Natty goes for another sharpshooter, but Shayna Baszler comes in. Natty tries to put it on her, but that gets broke up. With a woman's right by Lacey Evans. She gets the 3 count and eliminates Natty. Bianca comes in over and on. They get on the top rope. Spanish fly by Lacey for a 2 count. Ruby gets in, tries to punch Nia. Nia's in at this point, but that didn't happen. The Riot Squad start chopping down Nia. Double team moves to get the advantage. Double knees to Nia by Liv, and then a Riot kick. Baszler interstate up Ruby? What is with the freaking... Why does my phone change words on me? I don't know. Baszler does something to Ruby. Hits a shining wizard. Roll up by Ruby for a 2 count. Karafuda clutch is slapped on. A distraction by Nia. Ruby rolls through. Could have had the pin, but that gets only a 2 count. She's out cold, though, so Shayna pins her and eliminates her. Liv comes in. Drop kick onto Lacey Evans. Crucifix pin. Lacey is now eliminated. Nia comes in. Liv Morgan, she's fired up. She's just punching Baszler, punching freaking Nia, but ends up getting a Samoan drop put on her, and she is eliminated. It's now 3-on-1. Bianca Belair, she's making the comeback, right? She's on the comeback trail. Jesus. Bianca, though, takes it to Nia, strikes and punches. Double knees by Nia, though, and a big leg drop for a 2 count. Nia goes up to the top rope, gets kicked by Bianca, but a blind tag by Baszler, not seen. Karafuda clutch gets applied to Bianca, but she gets out of the first one, but it gets locked back in. Belair gets back to her feet, gets the ropes, and drops. Baszler refuses to break the hold, therefore she gets disqualified. Nia ends up clearing the table. She's setting up for her favorite thing, Samoan drop on the table. Literally drags out Bianca onto her shoulders. Sets up for it, but Bianca gets away from her, shoves Nia into the steps, and then they're fighting by the barricade. And she clotheslines Nia over the top of the barricade at 9. 10. Oh! And they're both eliminated. Therefore, your winner and sole survivor, Lana. Yeah, that happened. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I bet you're loving that, aren't you? I bet you all are just loving that. So, I think that was stupid. I think Lana being the sole survivor was stupid. The story was there for Bianca to win this match and survive and run the gauntlet. And they threw it away for Lana to be a sole survivor because reasons. It's the best I can give you. Reasons. So, took what could have been a really great match and just shut it down for Lana. I have nothing else. I'm broken. I have nothing else to say, man. I'm broken. Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Main event time. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, versus Drew McIntyre. McIntyre has never beat Roman before. I'm not a fan of his new entrance with the sword and the kilt's cool, but the sword and stuff and the fire, man, it's whatever. Nice stare down. They lock up, stalemate, lock up again. Reigns to the ropes. He gets out of it. Takedown, side headlock by Roman, then Drew. Stiff shoulder block by Drew, and then he hit one off the ropes. Real. Roman rolls out. He's slowing the pace. He's staying calm. Like, okay, I'm the tribal chief. I got this. It's okay. Kick by Roman. Punches. He slams Drew's head into the turnbuckle, but Drew fights back. Then a big haymaker by Roman in the corner, followed by Drew. Some big shots by Roman to Drew on the apron. Rams him into the post. Roman works over Drew a little bit. Gets him into a headlock. Big knees to the guts. Snaps suplex by Roman. Roman with some big shots and some short elbows to Drew on the mat. Chin lock, and then jerks Drew. As Drew's trying to get down, he jerks him back down to the mat. Drew continues to fight back. But a big jumping lariat by Roman gets a 2 count. Roman continues to work down Drew. Some more back and forth shots. Hard whip into the corner by Roman, but Drew explodes with a clothesline. Hits another one. Starts to build up momentum. Belly to belly overhead suplex. Then a neck breaker by Drew and a kip up. Sets up for the Claymore, but instead goes for the Future Shock. That gets countered by Reigns. He's pushed off. Samoan drop, though, for a 2 count by Roman. Both guys are selling. Roman gets up first, misses the Superman punch, and is hit with the spine buster by Drew into the jackknife cover for a 2. On the outside, Roman sent into the steps. Uppercut by Roman as Drew's getting in the ring. Some trash talk by Roman. He does that a lot throughout the match, calling him, number 2. Glasgow kiss, though, and then a boot by Roman. Future shock DDT by Drew for a 2 count. Roman is selling the injuries. He's, playing like he's about to die. Claymore setup. Drew goes for it, but he gets hit with a Superman punch. Roman goes for the guillotine, but Drew shoves him to the corner and then hits him with a belly-to-belly to escape. Goes for the Claymore, but a boot by Roman. Shoulder first into the post goes Drew. Roman talking to himself, pumping himself up. Goes for the spear. That's countered into a Kimura by Drew. Roman fights to get to the ropes. Roman rolls to the outside. Drew comes at him. He gets a Samoan drop onto the table. It doesn't break, so Roman goes for it again. This time it does indeed break. Roman, though, he's sitting on the apron. He's like a man possessed. And Drew's getting up, and he just spears Drew right through the barricade. Gets him back of the ring, gets a 2 count. Roman's just perplexed. He's talking to himself, trash talking him. Goes for another spear, gets kicked. Drew bounces off the ropes to go for the Claymore, but he gets speared anyways. Very close near fall. Roman says this is different. This is a different Drew. He's muttering to himself, this is a different Drew. And he looks over at Joe and says, tells Joe he ain't ever seen this shit. Goes for another spear. Claymore, Roman bounces off of the referee, knocking him out. Jay comes out. Drew punches him off the apron. Low blow by Roman. Superman punch. Applies the guillotine. Drew tries to get up, but ends up falling back down. And Roman chokes him out, winning the match. Your winner, the Tribal Chief, the Universal Champion, the Big Dog, Roman Reigns. This was a fantastic match, man. This is literally a WrestleMania-worthy match. After the match is over, though, he sees Jay on the top of the ramp. And he's giving him a death stare, and he walks up, and they're just nodding to each other. And Roman's finally like, all right, he acknowledges him, hugs him, and they leave together. My God, the match was great, though. It really, it was. It was fantastic. Best match of the night. Probably the best of the champion versus champion matches out of all of them. And I mean, AJ versus Brock was really awesome. Bryan versus Brock was really awesome. But this lived up to the hype that I think people wanted. I think this actually is better than what Randy versus Roman probably would have been. So, but that's it, man. That's my Survivor Series review. Yes, Undertaker came out after this. I already gave you guys my thoughts and opinions on that. Go back to the beginning of the video if you want to hear it again. So, but that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Anyone who's joining me for this late review, thank you. I am Zach. I am done. I will see you tonight for the Yo Bro podcast. That's going to be live. Just going to talk about whatever tonight. I may do it. I may not. I don't know yet. I may cancel it tonight and postpone it for another week. So, but either way, I'll let you guys know. It just really depends on what's going on with my dad. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to go back to the beginning of this video and you'll find out. So I'm Zach. Thank you guys. And just remember, guys, it's crazy times. So take care of each other. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And remember, join the nation.